I need you to help me pick the next horror story to debut on my channel. But let's not beat around the bush. I'm going to show you some trailers of your 4 choices you can vote for, and I'm also going to give some descriptions of the stories before the trailers play. So you have The Realm of Phobias, The Vengeful 9, which is the direct sequel to The Realm of Phobias Treachery. In that story, you're going to learn what happened to the friends after their friends. Next, you have Sliced Awakening. Sliced Awakening is how Ame Kurenai was recruited to do what she needed to do in the Realm of Phobias Treachery and also in Sliced. Other than that, you have In His Eyes. In His Eyes is a story that introduces new characters and brings the story in a different direction. It's also full of jump scares and playful anxiety, so that one's a fun one. And last but not least, Hellward Bound is a story that tells you all about the terrible fate of Carthus Wraith. Anyway, here are the teasers. A dark symphony of dying screams in the distance, the thundering applause of a dozen hurried footsteps, a percussive display of shattering glass, clanging metal, and splintering wood, and the gentle fluttering of ashes in the wind were all part of the catastrophe during the night of bloodshed and infernal music. The conductor, as he called himself, took no prisoners, spared no lives, and wasted no materials. Everything from wood and glass to flesh and bone was collected in several large wooden crates, all transported by carriages, pulled by flaming nightmares. Yami, すべてが闇だった。今また闇も、命と死にが同じだ。In this darkness, I was born. In this darkness, I will be born again. The back of my eyes always felt like home, and the intrusions of my other senses kidnapped me from this familiar abyss. I used to prefer a sensory deficit, and I would cross my arms, surround myself with silence, avoid fragrances, and limit the flavors on my tongue because of this. The world always felt scary to me, although I could never explain why. The sound of screams was overbearing if I couldn't find sanctuary behind my eyes.
It is as I told you, you silly girl, right before you burned your dear friend Louis to a crisp. Your death was necessary, yet honorable. And now you must continue the plan. We shall pay your friends a visit shortly, for their part in this is far from over.
You'd like to think that, wouldn't you? I may only have mere moments of clarity, and you may have control over me right now, but you're right. This is far from over.
Meanwhile, in the cursed realm, glowing shapes of different colors started to appear and stood out in the once oppressive darkness. Spirits of blue, white, purple, pink, yellow, orange, green, red, and turquoise had appeared shortly after the burning corpse of Louis was snuffed out, and at that moment the 9 friends could talk to each other once more.
Am I dead? Yes, we're all dead. But I don't feel dead. How can we still speak if we're not alive? Isn't it obvious? We're ghosts. But I don't remember dying. Lucky you. I vividly remember being crucified and burned alive.
I had to commit such atrocities. They would have killed me otherwise. I had to be alive to protect her. After they killed her father, my vendetta against the other cultists began. Should any of them end up alone in a room with me, they will not live to tell the tale. I've killed 6 of them so far, but I'm just getting started. There you have it. I hope those 4 teasers, trailers, or whatever you want to call them will help you in choosing which story to vote for.
Voting has already begun. You can do it in the comments of this video, and I will have a daily poll in my Instagram stories. Voting ends on December 14th at 9 AM EST, Eastern Standard Time. And on December 20th, I will make an announcement of the winning story. Probably in a future episode of Behind the Dark Veil. Be warned, the horror stories only get darker from here. No matter what you pick, things are going to get more disturbing. If you thought my stuff was messed up before, oh dear, I'm just getting started. And you can consider everything that has happened so far to be a warm-up.